Nicky here, Smurfy161. I will apologise now if I'm coughing a lot. I still can't get rid of this cold, but I wanted to come on and do a journal page of my hospital stay with my leg infection, and I also had at the same time I'd scratched a little scab in my ear, and because my warfarin was all over the place, my ear just bled constantly for 3 days. Yeah, so I sort of put a journal about that and put that in my year journal. So I thought I'd come on and do that with you. So I've got a plain bit of cream card, which I think it was either from Hobbycraft or the range, I can't remember, because I got some packs of cards at the same time. And when, I don't know if they do this, I know they do it in hospitals in the UK, but I don't know if they do it abroad. You get menus, and I think the nurses thought I was a bit weird keeping them. So I want to add them onto here for some texture. I'm just going to move my this out the way so I've got a bit more room, because I won't be needing stuff out of that at the moment, because most of it I've already cut out and things. So I want to make some texture on here to put my pictures and stuff like that. So I've got Mod Podge out, and I just realised I need a little tray or something to put the stuff on. So excuse me while I just rummage for that. I've got one. I know I can put it straight on my craft mat, but I find it easier with a paper plate. So I've just got an old paper plate. I'm just going to move bits out the way because I've got most of it how I want. And I need a brush. I was going to say toothbrush, but I definitely don't need a toothbrush. Yeah, so these I'm just going to rip up and stick on here. This might have to be done in parts, I'm not sure yet, so I'm just going to rip some bits up, because I'm trying to get used to adding texture and stuff on things. So because last time I was in hospital with my finger, I actually I was in even less time than I was this time, and I actually used the thing as a background like that, but this time I want to use it for texture. So I want to cover all of this, and because I don't really like this lemon card, it's alright, but it's not my sort of fave colour. Sorry, all you can hear is me ripping stuff. So yeah, I think I've got enough at the moment. If I need any more, I can test some more. So I'm just going to put Mod Podge down, and in fact I've just had another thought. Sorry, my brain should have been in gear to begin with, but I think this cold is just making me not quite right at all. So I'm just going to move stuff around, and then I've just got some grease-proof paper. I've got stuff everywhere now. Oh, there's never enough room. Yeah, so just some greaseproof paper. I know my glass cutting mat, it would come off, but I'd rather protect it a little bit. So I'm just going to get my Mod Podge. I always forget about this. So I'm just going to get some bits, whack them down, because I want to get as much texture as I can on this. So I'll do a little bit of this on camera, and then I'll come back, because I'm sure you don't want to see me sticking a load of paper down, and then I will come back in a bit. So I'll just put a few more little bits down. I'm not worried what it's going to look like, or if the paper buckles at all. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cover all of this with some paper, so I will be back. Okay, so I've covered this pretty much with the menus, and I've given it a blast with the heat gun, and my mat is, this is getting a bit sticky, so I'm just going to fold that in half and go on there. So now I want to add some gesso, if I can speak, and water it down a bit so I can still see some of that behind. Okay, lid of my gesso's tightened up, so I'm going to have to get some more gesso, I think. So I've got some gesso, I'm just going to spray some water in it to water it down and go over this. So I just need to get one of my spray bottles. I will leave that there because I might need something else. Oops, yeah, definitely watered the gesso down because it's just gone everywhere. Yeah, so I'm just going to go over this with the gesso, probably just one coat I think, because I'm going to add some paints and stuff like that. So I just want to tone it down a bit and tone the bits of yellow that I can still see, and just give it a bit of a prime for the paint I'm going to add on. I've got a rough idea of what I want to do, but it might change a bit, so that's just toned that down. So I'm just going to give that a blast with the heat gun. I'm going to get paint everywhere just now. Even though I've got my I've got an old shirt on, I've now yeah, so I got given an old shirt, so when I do my messy crafting, at least I can put that on and not worry too much about what I get on it, and it covers some of my legs as well. Because I've noticed a few people have, when they do messy crafting, even people that I know in person, not just like via social media, they have either an old skirt or pinny they wear, and I thought I was going to buy a pinny, and then my mum said, oh, she had come across this old shirt, so so I've done that, and now I just want to add some colour. So I'm just going to have a look in my paints, because my plans have changed a little bit. Just trying to decide what colour, because I've got a stencil I want to use with some gel medium, so I think I'm going to put a bit of I'm going to use, to cover that bit, I'm going to use the Cosmic Shimmer Matte Chalk Paint in colour Spiced Raspberry. I'm going to use that. And I'm going to use that just to paint the whole background, and I'm mixing it with the leftover gesso so it's not too strong. So I'm just going to completely go. See, I wanted to keep this in the background and then I'm covering it, but I don't mind too much. I don't need to see the menu, and I'm not worried if I don't cover the stuff completely. I'm not worried about that too much. I just want to get some coverage on here. And I have to say, I quite like having the paper for the texture. I see so many people do it, and I think, oh, I really want to, you know, see this. So I'm going to pause again, because I'm sure you don't want to see me painting all that, and I will be back again in a bit. Okay, so the pink paint's dried, and I've got some nice texture with those food order sheets. And now I just want to add something here and here. So I'm going to use this stencil, which is I can't pronounce it properly, but I think it's like Dabba-Doo, something like that. It's a Dutch company. So I want to add that there and there, just so there's a bit of a focal point. So I'm going to use my high gel medium from Golden, if I can get into it. Ooh, crumbs, this has gone really thick. And I'm going to just put that on my craft mat because I don't mind well, it is a craft mat. So just do that back up at the moment. I'm just going to give my spatula a bit of a clean. Just clean that up, trying to clean as I go along. And then I'm going to use some of the Indigo Luscious Pigment Powder in teal, because I've only got 2 colours, and mix that into there. Now I know I don't need a lot. I'll have to try and look out for those little measuring spoons that you can get to take it out. So I'm just going to pop that there. Clean the end of my brush, because now I have powder everywhere. That's not a problem. And then I need my spatula again to mix this and give it a nice... I've gone quite light with the teal. I mean, I could go heavier, but I don't want to go mad. I might just add a smidgy more. I mean, you use such a tiny amount, it's great because you know it's going to last ages. That depends on my shaky hand. So I don't think I need any more at the moment. So, yeah, I'm getting used to all this mixed media, all these different products and stuff you can use. It's really fun. So that's like a light blue, but I quite like that. So I'm just going to put it through my stencil as best I can, because this spatula is only it's only like a Mickey Mouse one that came free in a kit. So I have to say I like the light blue rather than the strong blue. There's loads of different ways you can use this texture paste. I've only used it with the gel medium, so that's in that corner, and I will dry it off. So I'm going to come there. So I do need to make some more paste, so I need to give this another clean. I am making the biggest mess out and I don't care. I'm having great fun doing it. So I'll just dry this off, because obviously I don't want to contaminate my gel medium. I'm not sure how you're really meant to use this. I'm just using this roughly. Oops. Oh, it's just gone. It wasn't this hard when I first had it, so let's just pop that there. And then we need a bit more of the powder. Teal is my fave colour, so you might notice that with a lot of my projects that they will have quite a bit of teal in it. Just love it. A lot of like my wardrobe's teal and stuff. Oh, I'm going to have to get another baby wipe, but I have to wait in a moment. Right, so let's just mix some more of this up. The amount of baby wipes and kitchen roll I go through, it's unbelievable. I don't mind having different shades of teal in this. It's just so I've got some background and I'm getting used to using things more. If you're new to mixed media like me, one thing I have been told and learnt is make sure you clean your stencils as soon as possible. So I'm not worried that I've splodged or gone differently. So I think I am definitely going to have to invest in a metal spatula. Money is just not great. So I've got that left over. So as I've got a little bit left over, I think I might just add a little bit of stuff there, just a little bit of one. So it's come down a little bit more, just because obviously I don't want to waste this, and I can't put it back in the pot because it's now obviously got the colour. So, and then I might just add a little one. No, I think I'm going to call that done. I don't mind wasting that little bit. So I will come back in a minute because I'm going to dry all this off and clean up a bit. So I'll see. Okay, so I dried off my texture paste, had another bit of a clean up, and I just wanted to add a little bit more into this because I sort of want quite a background and just have a good old play. So I've got an indigo stencil. I'm really sorry I didn't look at the name of it. And also indigo blue English Cottage Artist acrylic paint in banana custard, and it's a matte. And I haven't done much sponging through a stencil, so I thought I'd just give that a go. So I'm just trying out some new ideas. So I thought I'd just do this, and then I will dry that off and start. It's got a bit too much. Yeah, so I just wanted to add a mixture, even though this wasn't a nice experience, sorry, I get my words out, of my hospital stay. I still want my page to look, you know, nice. I'm just going to have to move that a bit, so I hope I'm still staying in frame. And I've just got some cheap makeup sponges from Poundland, and I'm sure if you're in America you will have your version. So I have to say this is quite fun. Even though I've gone over and things are a bit messy, I'm just not worrying. I just want one little flower in the middle there. So I've just got a little flower there, and I'm going to dry that off on camera. So I apologise for the sound of that, but first of all I'm just going to give this a little clean. I'm really trying to look after myself. I know other people have got them where, you know, there's got wear and tear and stuff, and I don't mind a bit of paint on it, but I do like to, oh God, I do like to look after what I've got. Oh, this is just such a mess, and I'm trying obviously not to break that. So I apologise, I'm getting in a real mess here, but it's real life and that is just how things go. Maybe I should put something underneath it. So that's fairly clean. I'm not going to worry too much about a bit of paint on it. I say that and now I'm still cleaning it. Oh, let's get rid of that. Oh, I've got lovely colours on my hands. I really should stop worrying. So I'm just going to pop that down there, and I will finish cleaning that off camera. So I will just clean this bit a bit more because I know I'm only using greaseproof paper, but I still want to try and keep it a bit clean because I don't want to muck up what I've done on there. Ugh. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Right. So let's give this a blast with the heat gun, and then I can start adding the actual main bits to it. Yeah, I quite like this. I think I'm going to have to try and do some play videos where I get a load of stuff out and just have a play, because I've got a section for that now in my loose leaf journal. I can't talk today. I'm not on my antibiotics or anything else anymore. Right, so that's that. So I'm just going to move that to there, and I'm going to move the paint before I make a mess. In fact, I'm really sorry, but I am going to pause you. Okay, so I'm back for the last part. I will be joining this all together, so I apologise if it's a long video, and I've got a fresh piece of greaseproof paper out because excuse me, the other bit was getting mucky and it was starting to bug me. So let me just get my bits here. So I've got this little pocket that I made using Jerry Bellini's little prompt for my year, so I thought I could add that somewhere. I've also, from the antibiotics, got those bits, so they're going to go somewhere. That might go somewhere like, I think I might put them on there. Oops, got a bit of, oh crumbs, I've got the shakes there, sorry about that. Ooh. Right, so that little bit there is bugging me, so I'm just going to take that off. So that's going to go like there. And I've got my wristband, I'm getting a collection of these. My ear, well not my ear, a picture of an ear, and then I just went round it in red, so that's probably going to go there. And then I've got the pictures of my legs, so that's like day one. So mine, oh, see now I'm trying to plan where stuff goes roughly. It doesn't have to be perfect, so I'm not going to stress too much, and those can go something like that. And I want to add the date that it all went on. So I probably added the date there of when it actually crumbs, my brain's gone. Anyway, I'll add the date there, and I'll do some doodling around there. I'm just going to get a Sharpie pen because I think that's going to be the best thing to work on there. So excuse me while I rummage. And I've only got 3 Sharpie colours, so I've only got the blue, green and red, so I will go round in blue because I think that would go quite well. And there's some blue in one of the pictures, so that's going to go there. And yeah, I'm just going to put the date on it, I think. I don't want to go too much, so I'm just going to get some glue, and I think I'm going to use the Collard tacky glue because that's quite good for sticking. It sticks really well. And with all this texture I've got, I think that's the best thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just getting a bit warm. It's a grey day, so I'm just going to, I won't be able to put this straight in my book yet because obviously things need to dry. There's some, like some of the texture paste is still a bit tacky, so I'll leave it overnight and then add it in my book tomorrow. Today is Wednesday the 1st of March, just in case I didn't mention that. I'm still trying to get to grips with how to do layouts and stuff. Some of mine end up quite similar, but that's I think if I change the backgrounds and stuff, I'm not going to worry too much about them looking similar, because I think we all get our own style. So I'm just going to pop that there. Oops, come on, stick, you little monkey. And the paper for this pocket, I'm hoping you're seeing all right. Yep. Was from a Stampin' Up kit, so that's there. And that one can go there because that's obviously day 1 of the infection starting. So I might like write little numbers on here because I haven't got enough room for journaling now, but never mind. All learning. And sometimes I don't always want to do a load of journaling. I just want the pictures or the stuff to say, be the story sort of thing. So just move those to there. that one's going to go sort of like that. I have to say, I really like the texture and colours I've added in this. You know, the pinks, it's warm and fun. I've really enjoyed this. Yeah. So if you're like me and new to it all, then just have a play, make a background. Don't worry about the the journaling side of it. Just have a play, put things down. It's not the end of the world. It's just some paper and a bit of paint. I know some people will be like, oh my god, I've wasted some paint and stuff, but I really haven't used that much of my supplies to make that. So I'm now going to just find some stickers for the date. So I think I might just go. So I think I'll probably put, I'm just deciding the date, to put the date it started. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I really like the stickers. So. And I don't mind if they don't match, you know, if they're not the same font or something. You know, I like to use a mixture. I've lost my wands. I'll have to use a little eye. Unless I can find a wand somewhere else. Running out of my numbers and letters. It's not good. I should have a wand somewhere. Typical, I've used them all up. No. Typical, I haven't got a blinking one. Can't believe I've used all of them up. Obviously I have. Right, so I'm going to be a bit naughty and actually use the letter I as a 1 because it's artistic license. So it's 17th. And I noticed that in America you do it a different way, but hey ho. With your dates, and it always confuses me. I have to really think. So I'm trying to use up the stash I've got of my thickers. Well, basically anything. I'm just trying to use the stash up because I can't justify buying any more stuff at the moment. It's just have a load of really horrid blinking bills, and it's not funny, but never mind, not a lot I can do about it. And another 7. So I've used a mixture of thickers and I think Hobbycraft. So that's the date it started, and I think I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to do some bit of doodling, put the top on my glue before that goes off, and I want to colour those, but I don't want to lose it in the colour, so I think I'm going to use my Pro Marker, and the colour for this Pro Marker is turquoise. I've still got a mixture of Pro Markers and Spectrum Noirs because I'm just slowly building up my stash of things, and I'm actually, I have to say, I'm enjoying that I'm building it up in bits. I think it's making me enjoy my crafting more because I haven't like gone and got the whole bundle in one go. It's in bits, so I'm actually sort of enjoying getting used to something and then seeing if I want to buy any more in that project. I know I definitely want to buy the whole range of Spectrum Noirs, the normal ones and the Colorista ones. I'm really liking the Tim Holtz paint, so I'll probably get some more colours of that eventually. So yes, so I'm just going to use my Sharpie, and it's a fine point and it hasn't got a colour, but I just say navy and just highlight a few things. Like I want to highlight round the antibiotics on. things are fluttering outside and it looked like it was inside. It made my vision go funny there. So yeah, I really like Sharpies. They seem to work well over all textures. So I'm just going to go around these. I'm going to go mad because I really like the texture I've already got in here, but I like to make things pop. I know a lot of people use like the white Posca pens and stuff like that, but as I haven't got any and I'm using what's in my supplies, because part of the idea with My Year 2017 on Facebook is you use the supplies you've got. You don't keep going out getting new supplies. I mean, if you want to, go for it, but or if you've got the pennies. My pennies are, like I said, very limited, and because I've got texture on this pen isn't, you know, it's missing bits out, but I'm liking how that looks. And this is one of my favourite things to do, draw around and highlight stuff on a journal page. I might just go around those a bit, just to keep it all the same. Just get that up. I'm not going to worry if I accidentally go onto my stickers. My hands are really shaky today. I'm sure it's because I didn't sleep well, but never mind. Yeah, I didn't have a very good night's sleep with my leg. They're still quite achy, and also this stupid cough. At the moment it's not too bad. So I think I'm going to call that done. I don't want to add any more to that. So thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you all soon. Take care. Bye.